my god. Hey y'all, we're back again. And I am Key and this is
D.
And we're gonna talk about why we joined our Greek organizations. Right? Yeah. This is pretty exciting. Today I'm gonna let him go first. Because I always talk. It was your turn.
No, you can go first. Go and get all your details out.
No, I think you should go first because you joined first.
Well.
Alright, boom.
Well, growing up, I never knew nothing about Greek life. I didn't really care nothing about it. And so, funny thing, so when I went to college, I still didn't know nothing about Greek life. And come to find out, it was one person that helped me out through the process of coming to campus. And it was an iota, and I still didn't know nothing about Greek. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm an iota, blah blah blah. Here's something about the Divine Nine, and he just gave me a little brief history about it while he was helping me move into the campus because I was just coming in, and so he gave me a little rundown about it, and I still was skeptical about joining any Greek, so it took me a while before I started looking into it. Probably about my sophomore-ish, junior year, I started wanting to look into them. So a lot of them kept coming to me saying, "Hey, I want you to join." I wasn't really interested, but what made me interested in Phi Beta Sigma was one of my pro fights before I became a member. He was helping me out. He would always talk to me in class, just get to know me a little bit, stuff like that. And one day during this time, it was no Sigmas on campus. So when I found out he was a Sigma, I was like, oh, and that's when I knew I wanted to join that my organization. So that's pretty much about it. Really short and sweet.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. So the reason I joined Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is because the women that I encounter on campus. So coming to Wiley College and even going to college, one, I never wanted to go to college. Two, I didn't know about Greek organizations, none at all. So when I got to Wiley and then I experienced they had Meet the Greeks, I was like, oh my God, who are they? I want to be. That's the one. But I didn't really know why I wanted to be a Delta or why Delta was right for me. I didn't know yet because I ain't do my research. I ain't know nothing. I ain't know nothing about Delta. So they was having a line and they was having Russian stuff, but I didn't go because I was like, I'm not fit to go and I don't know nothing. So I had a friend, she went and she became a Delta. So after really telling someone her having to sit down and talk with me was like, okay, why do you want to do this, blase, and all this. After doing my research, I found out that Delta was the one for me. One, because this is how I knew that Delta was the one. Delta requires you to have a 2.75 GPA. That's the highest GPA requirement out of all organizations. And I was like, oh, okay. Delta care about education like I care about education. Then when I really started going into Delta, seeing the people that was involved in Delta who were members of Delta, I was just like, yeah, this is the one. No other organization stood out to me like Delta did. And none of the other organizations on campus made an impact on me like Delta did as well. The Delta women on campus at the time and prior to me even being there, me seeing them, hearing people talk about them, me following them on social media, seeing them on social media, I'll be like, oh my God, they're a Delta. They really inspired me to be wanting to really be a Delta. So fall 17 Ace Club initiate right here, me. At Phi Iota chapter at Wiley College. And that's why I chose Delta Sigma Theta.
Not to cut you off, but another thing.
You have something on your own.
Oh. And another thing, when you do your research, you start realizing all the people that you're into. It makes you become more inspired to join the organization. For example, some of my famous actors, Blair Underwood, you know, some of those people. I'm a big fan of civil rights, so Huey P. Newton, people like that. You know, those people inspire you to join an organization that fits you the most. So, you want to say anything else before we get up?
I would say if you're really interested in joining an organization or just want to know about organizations, do your research. And one thing people don't really say much about is how the Greek organization, the Divine Nine, is a part of our Black history. So it's very imperative, even if you're not interested in joining a Greek organization, it's imperative that you learn about your Black history and learn why these organizations are so significant, especially Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. But yeah.
All right, guys, that's a short and
That's it.
sweet
You're
video.
not gonna tell them that we both aces.
Well,
We both aces. And I
Yeah.
said if we get another dog, and it's a boy, it has to be black. His name has to be Ace. Period.
All right, y'all. That completes our video for today. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Greek Yard as well.
That's my husband's page. Y'all ain't know. This the owner of Greek Yard right here in the flesh. Co-owner. I'm not the co-owner. I don't do anything. I just sit here and be like, baby, you posted nice stuff today.
So, again, like, comment, and subscribe is important.